In this lesson, we're going to cover Black Hat SEO. Let's start by defining exactly what that is. Black Hat SEO is any strategy that violates a search engine's terms of service. The name Black Hat is simply a term used to differentiate these practices from so-called White Hat SEO, which defines practices that are allowed. Now let's be clear on one thing. Search engines do not want you to manipulate your rankings, period. And technically speaking, building a link on an external website or a social media profile is to some degree an attempt to boost your rankings. The key point here is that search engines do give you some wiggle room to promote your content. The trick is to make it appear natural. It's natural for a brand to want to get the word out about themselves. There's nothing wrong with posting content on many platforms to that end. But when all of your 50 social profiles are empty but for the link back to your website, that's when that manipulation becomes evident. A brand wouldn't do that, would it? Just remember what I said earlier about Fiverr gigs. Do not buy SEO gigs on marketplaces like Fiverr. Nobody works hard for $5 minus the cut of the platform and taxes. That super duper social boost gig is nothing but 100 empty social media profiles created by a bot with, you guessed it, a link back to your website. And since you won't be updating and creating content on those social media profiles, you've just gone and created a nice big footprint for Google to trace back to you. That's Black Hat SEO for $5. And if you need more reasons not to engage in Black Hat SEO, take a look at these. Drop in search rankings and visibility. Websites that go against Google's quality guidelines can and do get removed entirely from the Google index. But if you're lucky to get away with that, you can be affected by an algorithmic or manual spam action. In other words, kiss your rankings goodbye. No long-term results. Black Hat SEO can generate returns quickly, like brute forcing your way to the top of Google with a ton of backlinks. But a website needs quality content and engagement to maintain a good ranking. Without those, as the bounce rate increases, that top position becomes unsustainable. It will slip down the rankings soon enough unless Google catches up to it first. Poor user experience. Black Hat tactics usually optimize for search engines only, at least what they think search engines want to see, rather than users. The spammy and irrelevant experience users get from the website will eventually cost it its rankings. Now let's go over the different Black Hat tactics so you can make sure to avoid those. Automatically generated or duplicated content. Like article spinners that take somebody else's content or even your own and substitute a few words with synonyms to pass it off as a new piece of content. Article spinners are used to generate dozens or even hundreds of articles based on one original piece of content. And this used to work back in the day when search engines were dumb. Today, however, these pages will probably not even rank as they add no value to the web. Sneaky redirects and cloaking. Both these techniques are a type of link bait where you redirect the search engine to a page and visitors to another page. Don't do this. Paid links. Buying links is strictly prohibited by search engines. If detected, they can land you in hot water and get you penalized, so save your money. Hidden text and links. Hiding text or links in your content to manipulate Google's search rankings is another no-no. Doorway pages. These are pages created to rank for certain keywords but then direct users to the same page, another big no-no. Keyword stuffing. As the phrase implies, it's repeating a keyword too many times. Keyword stuffing is usually the result of poor SEO rather than an evil plan to take over the world. But the results are the same. A page that doesn't rank on page 1 may as well not rank at all. Misused structured data and rich snippets. Misusing microdata to gain the edge in the rankings is a no-no. For example, adding 5 golden stars to your microdata to imply that your product or service has 5-star reviews when in fact it doesn't is a clear violation of use. In the next section, we'll be covering SEO performance monitoring and tracking. I'll see you there.